This right here is one of the most controversial cars in the market simply because of its name. This is the 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E, and we're here in Melbourne, Australia to actually be driving this for the very first time. I'm Yuli Ang, and this is CarGuide.PH. Well, the Mustang Mach-E is probably one of the more memeified cars out there simply because of its name. I mean, just coming here, you can search Instagram or Facebook and you see all these memes coming around because it's pretty much rewritten what the Mustang DNA is all about. We all remember what a Mustang is, right? It's a coupe, it's got a V8 up front, and it drives the rear wheels. This one doesn't have any of it. But what do you get? Well, in terms of styling, you see a bit of that Mustang right there. You see it in the sinewy headlights right here, and of course the galloping pony on the grille. And I would have to say that overall the front does look a bit like the Mustang. Over to the side, you still have these large 19-inch alloy wheels. That's standard on the premium variant that the Philippines would get. There's even a GT variant, which sadly we don't get, and those get 20-inch wheels. This one has got Brembo disc brakes, a rarity actually in the EV space. Of course, you got the charging port right here, and interestingly enough, no traditional door handles. Ford has went with the electronic latch door handles right here. So how do you pop it open? There's actually a little button right here which you press, and then once it unlocks, you push this little lever right here. Towards to the rear door, it's a bit different because there's no ledge that you can grab on. So when you press this button right here, this one pops a bit and you can just open the door like that. Now, over to the back, you do see some of the semblances of the Mustang, like the haunches right here. That's a very muscle car look. And of course, the coupe-like roofline. Towards the back, you would get other Mustang design cues like the tri-bar LED taillights right here. And of course, another galloping horse logo at the back. So generally, it is something that you would get like a Mustang coupe mixed with, shall we say, a battery electric vehicle. It looks the part. More importantly is we'll find out later if it drives the part. When you step inside, it does feel more like a Mustang in the sense that there is this cocooning feel compared to the other EVs out there. And take note, the Mustang Mach-E is based off its own bespoke platform. It is very sporty. As you can see, there's this high bridge right here with things like the electronic parking brake and all that right here in the middle. And of course, when you sit, it's still pretty much sporty. It doesn't feel like your usual EV, which tends to have this airy, or shall we say, a spaceship-like atmosphere. This one is close to the sports coupe feel of a Ford Mustang. There is, of course, a digital gauge cluster right here for the driver, and also this large portrait-style screen, which, of course, if you're familiar with modern Ford products, it's fairly similar. It's powered by the Sync 4A system, and this one integrates a lot of things such as navigation, your climate control, and what have you. Aside from that, there's also a wireless charger right here in the middle, and of course, power adjustment to the seat. One of, shall we say, the more controversial elements of this vehicle would be the large panoramic sunroof, and compared to the other models out there, there's no way to close it. Ford does say because it has a special coating, it's able to withstand heat better than the competition. It's about 18 degrees Celsius right here in Australia, so I can't comment on how that'll be able to deal with the heat of Manila. But at the very least right here, it's okay. It works great. And it gives this, shall we say, open air feel that is very familiar to you Mustang convertible owners out there. In terms of materials, it is a mix of both a typical premium EV SUV and of course a bit of Mustang DNA. The Mustang DNA, which is, shall we say, the sportier ones, can be found in this carbon fiber trim right here. The red stitching imbued into the seats and on the dashboard. The other more, shall we say, modern SUV flourishes would be things like this funky fabric right here on the dashboard and of course on the door panels. Compared to other Mustangs, this one has got 5 seats. This is not anymore a 2+2 coupe. This one is a Mustang for the family. So all you soccer moms out there, this might be the Mustang for you. And I'll get to show you how it is in the back seat. Now, sitting in the back seat of the Mustang Mach-E, as you can see, there is an ample amount of space. There's even a flat rear floor right here. Again, it's an advantage of having a bespoke EV platform. Of course, you get your aircon vents, USB chargers right here. Roofline is a bit, shall we say, limited because of the roofline, but in my height, which is about 170 centimeters, I clear it quite well. 6-footers out there, it's something that you might want to consider. Aside from that, you get a center armrest right here, and of course, very comfortable rear seats. One curious fact is that the way Ford has actually made the rear seats echo the ones at the front. You'll notice this nifty detailing right here that kind of looks like they're separate buckets, but they were joined here right in the middle. Again, it's probably because Ford wants to give it like a 2+2 feel, but in an SUV or a 5-seater like body. You know, the Mustang is one of those vehicles with a large enough trunk space, I mean, compared to other sports cars in the market, but as you can see, this one has very good usable space. Ford says about more than 1,600 liters, or I think thereabouts. I think my math is not so good, but about 1,400 to 1,600 liters of space. And you might be concerned with the roofline, but coming right here where we stopped, we were able to bring our luggage. It's about 2 check-in size luggage plus a couple of carry-ons, and it fit right here very well. So if you're gonna use the Mach-E for your golfing or other sorts of activities, at least you can be assured that there's a lot of space. There is no traditional spare tire, but what you do get is actually a tire inflator. And if you think this is still not enough for you, I've got a surprise for you up front. And how's this? If you think that large trunk space isn't enough for you, there's even a front trunk or a frunk. And best yet, this one is actually waterproof. So if you want to put ice and have like a tailgate party, well, that doesn't really work in this case, but regardless, you can put stuff like ice here, dirty boots and whatever, and this can be washed off. That is one of the best advantages of having an EV or driving an EV, and at least it's great that Ford was able to put it in good use in the Mustang Mach-E. Alright, don't adjust your screens. We are actually driving the Mustang Mach-E right here. It's a right-hand drive model, but that doesn't matter. Most of the Mustang Mach-E sold in the world, including the one in the Philippines, is actually made in one place, and that's in Mexico. China does assemble its own Mach-E, but that's only for the Chinese market. So what we have here is the Mach-E Premium. It's the same variant that the Philippine gets. And how does it drive? Well, it kind of drives like a regular car. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It doesn't have the same rumble, it doesn't have the same sportiness that Ford's been saying about the Mustang, but it drives like a great car. I mean, it feels planted, you feel its heft, and just like any other EVs, it does feel heavy because you know that there's a large battery underneath. In this case, it's about an 88 kilowatt-hour battery, and that's makes the car fairly heavy. It's probably more than 2 tons at this point, but at least the car itself does feel planted, feel secure. Maybe not the sportiest drive out there, but again, I doubt if that's the sort of market that Ford wants to tap with the Mustang. I mean, they keep on saying it's not necessarily designed for current Mustang owners, but what it's designed to be is to expand the appeal of the Mustang. Driving it, I'll have to say it's alright. Steering is fairly accurate, maybe better than a lot of the other EVs, which would feel a lot like appliances, but exciting. Well, maybe if you drive it in untamed mode, maybe it's a bit more exciting, but as it stands, this car is it's solid. I mean, there we go. We're driving it through the twisties right now, and the car itself feels pretty stable. I mean, it's a handy car, and the beauty about it is that it's able to fit 5 people, and it's something that you can't say with a regular Mustang, which is just a 2+2. This version, the same model that the Philippines gets, it's a dual motor premium variant. This one's got about 394 horsepower, and the torque is almost close to 700 Newton meters. So I don't know what the 0 to 100 would be for this car, but what's more important is that it does feel light on its feet. It's one of those that is pretty capable of rocketing from a standstill to a reasonable pace fairly quickly, and it does so in a very hushed and very controlled manner. Brakes actually feel more natural than what you would in a regular EV. There is a 1-pedal driving mode also at work, but I mean, for a lot of you out there who are used to regular cars, you can switch it off, thankfully. And if you do rely on its more natural engine braking and mix of both friction and regen braking, it's a lot more natural. I think it's one of the more positive aspects that Ford has done with the car. It's also fairly quiet. It drives more like a conventional car, and that is probably what will make it appeal to a lot more buyers out there. The learning curve is not as high as regular EV, and maybe that is the point. But the thing is, the Mustang is supposed to stand as a vehicle that doesn't really follow the rules. So, I guess in that respect, it's just funny how Ford put themselves in this little box where they figured this is what a regular EV buyer would want and just tick the boxes and provided that. Again, that's not wrong. I guess if they made it just too different or too weird, then that'll probably alienate a lot more buyers. But as an EV, it's actually pretty solid. I mean, it's a great EV to drive. As a battery electric vehicle, I would have to say that the Mustang Mach-E is one solid, fun to drive vehicle. Is it a Mustang? That's a more important question. Well, I still will like to leave that up in the air. It does have some of that Mustang DNA, but overall, I still want my Mustang with a large 5.0-liter V8.